Welcome back to another session on logic development. We are discussing the decision construct, where yesterday we looked at the concept of AND, how we can eliminate AND. Rather, there is no way we can eliminate AND. The issue was like, how can we eliminate the need of writing AND? And the reason for that was we have to make our code easy for others to understand. Too big a statement makes it difficult for anybody to understand. So we expect that the solution is as short as possible, or the statements are as short as possible. If the statements are too very long, then we introduce chances of errors. So especially the condition, too long a condition is not something which is recommended. Rather, too long a program is also something which is not recommended. So we'll come to that decomposition slightly later. But today we will be talking about another scenario through which we can express or we can join multiple conditions. One way to join multiple conditions was by using AND. The other way to join multiple conditions is by using OR. Now, when we use OR, what happens? How is it different than AND? In AND, for the result of the condition to be true, expression to be true, both the conditions which have been joined should evaluate to true. So true and true is true. False and anything is false. False and false is also false. False and true is also false. So for that entire expression to evaluate true, both the conditions had to be true. That's not the case when you join two conditions by using OR. When we join multiple conditions using OR, even if one of the conditions is true, we can still proceed with the further operation. That means the resultant is considered to be true. So let's look at the truth table for OR. So if you look at the truth table for OR, it says if X and Y are two conditions, true or true is true, true or false is also true, false or true is also true. Only thing that is false or false. Okay, so if one of the condition is true, the resultant is also true. That's what is the OR condition that we come across. But then if AND was not recommended to be used while we write the conditions, because the condition becomes too very long, then how can we eliminate OR? There are ways to handle OR as well. The second question must be self-contained structure with one entry and one exit point. What does it mean? So if the question is give a bonus to anyone who has sold at least 3 items and to anyone who has sold rupees 2,000. So we are supposed to give bonus to any salesman who has sold at least 3 items or his total sales value is 2,000 and above, suppose. So of either of the condition, even if he has sold 3 items and the total cost of those 3 items is only 1,000 rupees, then also we'll give him a bonus. And if he has sold only one item worth 2,500, then also we'll give him a bonus. So either of the condition has to be true for us to proceed further. So it says, if this is what the user says, we will express it in the term that the program will understand. We say, give a bonus to anyone who has sold at least 3 items or whose sales are greater than equal to 2,000. Now, this was the language that the client uses, and this is the way you define the statement. So we have defined the statement saying giving bonus to anyone who has sold at least 3 items or whose sales are greater than equal to 2,000. So there are two conditions which have to be checked on. If either of the conditions true, we have to proceed further. So I could have written an OR condition saying if item sold greater than equal to minimum amount, or value sold, or value sold greater than equal to minimum amount. So value minimum is like 2,000, and item minimum is 3. So if the item sold greater than equal to 3 or value sold greater than equal to 2,000, then give him the bonus. Okay, that's good enough. But then when you write such big expression, there are chances of error being introduced. Interpretation is also difficult. So usually we break it down. If item sold greater than equal to minimum item, then I give them bonus. Else, if value sold is greater than equal to minimum item, then also I'll give him the bonus. When we had to eliminate AND, the second condition was contained inside the if block. Now, if I have to introduce OR, the second condition should be occurs in else block. That means if the first condition is true, I'll do this. Else, if the second condition is true, then also I'll give him the bonus, and then I stop. So, like we can eliminate AND, we can also eliminate OR while we are expressing the logic. So it is very necessary that you understand how to design it. And even while you are designing for OR, we should also decide upon which condition should I write first. In AND, I said, write that condition first whose possibility of being evaluated to false is higher, because false or and anything is false. So you don't even have to check for the next condition. Whereas if you're using and, which condition you write first? Ask either of the question, both produce the same output but vary in number of questions asked. If the first question is true, there is no need to ask the second question, because true or anything is true. Okay, so while you are writing your code, and if you plan to join them by using and or, mark my word, if you are joining them using and, check for that condition first, whose possibility of being false is higher. Because if it is false, I don't have to check for the second condition. When it was and when it is or, check for that condition whose possibility of being true is higher. Because true or anything is true, you don't have to check for the second condition. So keep this logic in mind, it will help you everywhere. In an OR condition, first ask the question that is more likely to be true. Mark this statement. Right? In an OR decision, first ask the question that is more likely to be true. And in an AND condition, first ask the question which is more likely to be false. Because false and anything is false, whereas true or anything is true. So if we can reach to the final answer, then I need to check for the second condition. Eliminates as many repetition as possible for the second condition. So that's what we'll try and do. So this is the takeaway for today's session. Or ask that question first, which is more likely to be true. And with and, ask that question first, which is more likely to be false. Because if it is false, I don't have to check for the second condition. Because whatever is the result of the second condition, I cannot proceed further because and means both the conditions had to be true. So why do you need to waste your time checking for the second condition? So right selection is also very important, and writing the code for efficiency is all the more important. But sometimes it also happens that you come across a scenario where you have to use and or together. Now, if you have to use and or together, then there is a challenge. Okay, so that time there are multiple ors or there are multiple ands. So it may not just be about two conditions, it can be more than two conditions as well that you'd like to join. So let's take a scenario where there are more than two conditions that we have to join. So combine multiple and or operators in an expression. When multiple conditions must be all true, must all be true. So if there are three conditions and all of them have to be true, then use multiple ands. Like I said, score 1 greater than equal to 75 and score 2 greater than equal to 25, that's 75, and score 3 greater than equal to 75. Then I would like to say it's pass or else it is fail. Our choice. That means in all the three subjects, he or she has to score more than 75. Then only the person is pass. So I can join more than two conditions as well. The first condition is score greater than equal to 75. Second is score greater than equal to 75. Third is score 3 greater than equal to 75. When all the three conditions are true, then we'll say pass. Otherwise, we'll say fail. What I would advise you is, while you're doing this, if there are actually more than one conditions, my advice would be put them in brackets. So that makes it easy to understand which is the first condition, which is the second condition, what all we are joining. It just improves the readability of the code. So I would rather put it into brackets, irrespective of which language I'm working on. So this is not language specific kind of scenario that we're talking about. It is more like a guidelines while you design the programs. Here, that just makes it more easy to understand. So if three conditions are there, let's put the first condition in bracket and the second condition and the third condition. So it is saying when all the three conditions are satisfied, only then we say pass, otherwise we say fail. That's why we can actually express. It could also happen that there are more than one or condition. That means if you score more than 75 in any of the three subjects, you are still pass. So I can say score 1 greater than equal to 75 or score 2 greater than equal to 75. So this means if any subject you score more than 75, then also you are pass. That could be the case. Now, who knows what is the scenario? So these are three conditions. If any of these three conditions is satisfied, we are going to say is pass. Otherwise, we are going to say fail. Okay. So in that case, you could have joined more than one condition by using logical or as well. So I saying if score 1 greater than 75 or score 2 greater than 75 or score 3 greater than 75, then pass. Otherwise, you are fail. So that's our choice depending on what kind of program are we writing to join them together. But the most complex things happen when you are putting across a condition where there is one and one or multiple and multiple or. Now there it is important for us to understand which condition will get executed first. So and or operators are combined in some statements and operators are evaluated first. This is very important. So if an expression contains and or together, what will get evaluated first is and. Means what? Here I'm saying age less than equal to 12 or age greater than 65 and rating is equal to G. In this case, now the scenario is what will get evaluated first. So here it's actually very difficult to understand. Here what will happen? Let me explain you. Age less than equal to 75 or age greater than 75 and rating equal to G. So what will happen over here? We'll first check age greater than 75 and rating equal to G. The result of this will now be checked with or age less than equal to 12. Now we may not want to do that. We want the age conditions to be checked out first and then and the rating is G. So if that is the case, use the right brackets. So if I put brackets over here for the entire or you could use nested brackets also. That means we're saying first check for this, and if this age condition is true, then check whether the rating is G. Correct? Here what will happen? We'll first check age between 65 and rating is equal to G. That means both this condition has to be true. That means somebody who's less than 12, he will never be for them the rating will never be checked. So point that I'm trying to make is if you are joining more than one condition using and, the first thing that will be checked is this. And the result of this will now be checked with or. So this will only be true if the age is greater to 65. That means if age is less than 12, yeah, or का कोई मतलब ही नहीं हुआ. Because if age is less than 12, this will always be false. Okay, and then here we're checking or. Okay, so we don't want that thing to happen. We wanted this entire age thing to be taken into consideration first. So make sure that you put them into brackets the way we have done it. So once you put these brackets over here, they're saying, okay, I'll first check for the age criteria. And if age is less than 12, that means he's either a kid or a senior citizen, then only I'll check for rating. So he cannot be an adult. He has to be either senior citizen or he has to be a kid, and rating has to be G for us to proceed further. So mark my word, this is very confusing. When you're joining and an or together, it is the and that gets evaluated first in almost all languages. Mixing and an or operators makes the logic more complicated. So we'll try and avoid it. Can avoid mixing and an or logic by using nested if statement, so that we know how to replace it. Okay. So that was a basic discussion that we had to do. Now today we'll directly jump over. For doing what? We'll actually start with an exercise, and I'm going to give you enough time to solve that particular example because this is far more interesting example than what we had done earlier. I want you to take time, but then come with a pseudocode for this time. Not a flowchart, but a pseudocode. Or say flowchart is also okay. Flowchart we can run and test it correctly, but actually we haven't yet written too many pseudocodes. So I would appreciate, okay, you do the flowchart, I'll write the pseudocode so we can immediately compare and see. So I'm sharing the problem statement with all of you. Okay, and with the discussion that we already had, I want you to jumpstart with this particular thing. If there is any question, ask me before we go ahead with this assignment. Any query, please ask before we go ahead with this assignment. Like nobody has a question. Have you all downloaded this assignment? Everybody is supposed to turn on their video. Have you all got the assignment? I'm going to put you into the groups. So before I send you to the groups, have you all got the assignment? And everybody is supposed to turn on the videos, participate in the discussion when you go about solving it. Participation is must. Read the question carefully. Ask if there are any doubts, discuss it, and then go ahead and make an attempt to solve it. So I'm putting 3 or 4 persons in a group. So rooms are open. Please join the group and start with the discussion to solve this problem. You draw with the flowchart, I come with the pseudocode. Join the group. Attention, everybody. In the decision box, you cannot ask for questions. In the decision box, you can only have a condition. If you have to ask a question, it has to be output. If you have to accept the input, it has to be input, parallelogram. Decision box, you can only check for condition. Keep that thing in mind, everybody.
Sir. Sir.
Share the solution. Yes, team 3, share the solution. Other teams also share their solution. Team 3 has submitted the solution. Others, did you complete it?
सर आमचं अर्धच झालं सर.
Okay. Other team? Team 1?
Sir, I sent you. Sir, I sent you. But we have not tested it.
You haven't tested. So let's see. Team 3 had submitted it. So let's have a look at the solution and discuss the same. So it says real premium rate. Okay, that's the constant that they are defined. That's 0.05%. That's correct. Insured amount. Then there is household. Then there's a Boolean variable saying is security system installed. Then premium amount, insured amount, and then premium amount. Then real security system discount new house, new house. The security system discount new, it looks like new security system discounted. It's about the house, correct? So somewhere the word house should have been mentioned over here. Okay, make changes. Huh? Security system is 10%. Then security system discount new, old is 5%. It looks like old security system discount here 5%. It was about the old house. So here new house and here old house at that thing. Then real premium discount, new property, no security system. There also a rate of discounts, correct? This is also a rate of discount. So here you all have not used the word premium. What made you use the word premium over here? Is there any specific reason? Yes, team. Which is this team? Team 3?
Yes, sir.
Any specific reason? Here also they were premium, correct? But that was rate. Neither have you used the word rate. It looks like the discount is 0.1. Oh, that's the percentage or that's the rate of discount. And plus over here, you're using the word premium. The same thing is applicable here also. This is also premium. So use consistent names so that there is no confusion. Huh?
Sir,
Then, yes, please.
sir, we can use the minimum discount, maximum discount, and normal discount. Can we?
No, not really. Because this was not about minimum and maximum discount. It was about various scenarios when the discounts were being paid. And tomorrow the rates of discounts can change.
Okay.
That can happen. Just one consistent naming convention. If you're going to say premium, then say premium over here also. And the word rate was something which was very important. Percentage, rate, what it is. Enter the insured amount in rupees. Kiska? Insured amount in rupees. It was about the house, isn't it? So what is the insured amount of the house in rupees? Input insured amount. Premium is premium rate into insured amount. Okay. What was the premium rate that you are given? That's 5%. So that's also correct. Now, is your property old? Now tell me, when somebody asks you a question, okay, Sagar, turn on your mic.
Yes, sir.
I will ask you a question. In one word, you're going to give me an answer. Huh?
Okay, sir.
Are you an Indian or foreigner?
Indian.
Okay, so that was one word. But if I ask you, are you an Indian citizen?
Yes.
Do you say true or false?
No.
If I ask you a question, are you a foreign citizen? Will you say false?
No, sir. I will say no.
Say no. Okay. Why did I take this example? Look at the question that has been given over here. The prompt that you are trying to give is like, is your property old? True, false? So rather it should have been yes, no, because you're asking a question, is your property old? So true, false is very confusing. What should I say? True, false. Is your property old? True. Is your property old? False. Okay, so that will lead to confusion. And see what happens in the real life. Ask that kind of question to somebody and see what's going to happen. Is he going to say true or false, or is he going to say yes or no? Okay, now keep that thing in mind. Sometimes, although the Boolean is the preferred choice, but the way you ask the question, that will change the things completely. Okay, so in that case, I would find this thing more confusing, although this is not wrong, but this is definitely confusing, and there exists a possibility of the operator, the user giving wrong input, or he may wonder what to do. Is your property old, true or false? You could have said the property is old, true or false, but is when you add, it normally becomes like yes, no, rather than true or false. So you're saying is property old and is house old? Okay, is your property has security system installed? Is your property has security system installed? Be careful about a bit of grammar as well. This is also grammatically wrong. Is your property has security system installed? True, false? That will only lead to more confusion. Okay, input security system installed. Although the operations is correct. Now you are saying is house old equal to true? Okay. So house agar old equal to true hai, old equal to true, ye false hai, so we go here. Okay, house old equal to true, that is false, we go here. That means the house is new. So if the house is new, okay, so is house old equal to true, means the house is old. Is house old equal to true? A condition false hai, means the house is new. Okay, now that's going to be more very confusing. A true false hai, you have it true false hai. Okay, it becomes more confusing. Is house equal to true? And if that is false, That means the house is new. So we go here, is security installed equal to true? That is false. Another good thing that this happened over here. Watch it. Is security system installed true? ये false है. Is security system installed true? If that is false, that means the security system is not installed. Okay, then you will give discount that is in premium amount minus. Get the equation now. That becomes more lengthy equation. We're saying premium amount minus premium discount new property, no security system into premium rate. You will calculate the premium. That will be the discount that you have calculated. The discount is been subtracted from the premium amount to calculate the premium amount once again. Okay, all that is right. It is confusing. Premium minus security system discount new into premium amount. Installed is true. Okay, and that is subtracted from premium amount. This is also correct. Then is security system equal to true? That if that is true, and the house is old, is house old true hai? Security system installed is also true. Premium amount is premium amount minus security system old into premium amount, and so on. And then your premium is premium amount. Your premium is premium amount. Are these statements not the same? These two statements exactly the same? Yes or no?
Yes.
So it's repetition. Same statements have been written over here also. And here is saying, sorry, the company does not cover old house without security system. So the question was not about whether the house covers that particular thing or not. Question was about calculating the total premium. So we are just interested in knowing what is the total premium that has to be paid. Okay.
But sir, in case of old house with no security system, there won't be any message. So we drop.
Yes, very correct. That won't be any message for that particular thing. So that also has to be displayed correctly, and that we have done correctly over here. Calculate the total premium payable is what we are expecting. But then if there is, where is that? Yeah, the company does not cover an old house with a security system. So if it's an old house without a security system, then there is no question of any premium, no question of any discount and so on. So that
Yes.
message is also correct. What you have done is correct. But I'd expect you to change this concept of true false the way you have asked the message.
Yes, no.
Okay, yes, no. Okay,
Really?
because then this will only be confusing. Oh, here also it's very confusing. Is security system installed equal to true? If that is false, that means the security system is not installed. Now that becomes very difficult for anybody to interpret. So those are the precautions that you should take. Sometimes Boolean, although they are the best choice, they will lead to confusion. Or
Yes.
at least change the way you are asking questions. Okay. At this point, noted everybody, have you understood what I explained? Anybody has a question regarding sir? Nahi sir, ये ऐसा क्यों कर रहे हैं आप? Why? Anybody has any queries?
सर वो रिपीटेशन का बोल रहे थे ना आप, उसको
हाँ।
अवॉइड कैसे कर सकते हैं?
Yeah, we'll think about handling it. We'll check it out how we can handle that.
बट anyhow अगर हम सिक्योरिटी सिस्टम भी पहले पूछे और हाउस कैसा है वो बाद में पूछे, फिर भी वो रिपीटेशन आएगा ही.
आएगा, it will definitely do that.
Yes or
And
no?
though there are repetition, but calculation of those repetitions is different.
But there is one way out in this particular case. In that case, you could say, since there is no coverage, the premium is 0 rupees.
नहीं, वो तो ओल्ड हाउस विथ नो सिक्योरिटी सिस्टम के लिए हो गया. ये ओल्ड हाउस विथ सिक्योरिटी सिस्टम एंड न्यू हाउस विथ सिक्योरिटी सिस्टम, इन दोनों का जो स्टेटमेंट दिख रहा है वो सेम ही दिख रहा है, बट कैलकुलेशन अलग है ना परसेंटेज की वजह से.
Yeah, calculations अलग है, but that output statements are same, ना?
Yes.
So we can think about how we can avoid that.
सर फिर एक काम करेंगे,
तो
सारे
ये कर
लूप
सकते हैं.
जहाँ एंड होंगे वहां उसके बाद हम आउटपुट दे देंगे.
तो ये
और-
एक सिंपल कर सकते हैं कि ओल्ड हाउस विथ नो सिक्योरिटी सिस्टम, उस पे हमने जो आउटपुट पे मैसेज लिखा है उतना पूरा मैसेज लिखने के बजाय प्रीमियम अमाउंट इक्वल्स टू प्रीमियम अमाउंट रख दे सकते हैं. या फिर
नहीं
कुछ
ना,
भी नहीं
old
करना
house-
तो भी चलेगा।
ओल्ड हाउस विदाउट सिक्योरिटी सिस्टम कोई प्रीमियम ही नहीं है ना।
उसका प्रीमियम 0 कर सकते हैं, बट हमें ये बोलना है ना कि आपको इंश्योरेंस ही नहीं मिल पाएगा। प्रीमियम 0 है इसका मतलब फ्री में दे रहा है, ऐसे भी हो सकता है।
प्रीमियम तो
Yeah, that can be done, but then where will you write these two statements
बिफोर एंड
before it? That's precisely what we should be
और
doing.
एक इफ कंडीशन लगा देंगे कि
No, there is no need for addition.
ओल्ड और इंस्टॉल नहीं, वरना वो
कहाँ लगाओगे आशीष?
एंड के पहले।
Print के पहले again you put one condition over here.
Yes,
What is
and
the condition?
I will check whether it is old and security
And that
system
means you are
not
actually
installed.
going to check two conditions.
Yes.
Okay. Earlier we had three conditions that we had checked in this problem, and then two more conditions would actually make more complex. Okay. Others, those who are submitted, Viraj said you haven't tested your code. Do you have your code is correct?
Yes,
You want
sir.
me to discuss your code?
Sir, yeah, it has some problems.
तेरे वो ट्रू और फॉल्स को
Sir,
कैसे
it is incomplete.
So let me now then discuss the pseudocode for it.
तेरे वो यस और नो को रिप्लेस ट्रू और फॉल्स करना, वो कैसे ओवरकम करेंगे?
Come again? Come again?
तेरे वो यस और ट्रू और फॉल्स को रिप्लेस करके यस और नो करना है ना, वो कैसे
हाँ।
ओवरकम करेंगे?
मैसेज अलग तरीके से पूछ के.
मैसेज में यस और नो।
Yeah, of course. Because you have to give a chance to user to understand what is the input that is going to give, ना? User को आप hint देने वाले क्या enter करना है उसमें.
तो
And then-
एक्सेप्ट पे यस और नो ही होगा।
हाँ, accept yes or no करेंगे ना. जहाँ हम लोग expect कर रहे हैं user is going to enter, जैसे क्वेश्चन मैंने पूछा था सागर से, are you an Indian citizen? हाँ, so he is not never going to say true or false. Okay.
तो सर
Yes,
फिर
sir.
वापस कंपेयर करना पड़ेगा ना।
Uh,
Yes है
wha-
तो true है, no है तो false।
कंडीशन चेंज नहीं होगी, द वे वी आर आस्किंग विल चेंज।
Yeah, something has to change.
इंटरप्रिटेशन, हाँ।
Interpretation. तो आप क्वेश्चन को चेंज करोगे ताकि you can get expected answer ना.
कोई रियलिस्टिक बनाने के लिए ना। और
Of course.
तो इफ में भी वो यस के साथ ही कंपेयर हो जाएगा।
नहीं,
कंडीशन
कंडीशन में ये से के साथ कंपेयर करेंगे ना, क्यों नहीं?
यस ओके।
So let me, I have also completed this particular solution, but I have written a pseudocode for the same. So let me discuss the pseudocode for it now. Let me share the screen with you. Let's see what is there. So we have the insured amount, the insurance premium. Okay. I hope all of you have the question. Huh? Question क्या था? The general insurance company charges premium at rate of 5% of the insured amount of the house. So I have taken a premium rate that is 5% of the insured amount of the house. Insured amount मतलब आपने 10 करोड़ के लिए इंश्योर किया है, 1 करोड़ के लिए इंश्योर किया है, what it is. If the house has installed security system, it offers 10% discount in the insurance premium. So you are supposed to calculate the premium. Premium is 5%. Us 5% you will get 10% discount. So I have taken new house security system discount rate, that is 10%. Old house security system discount rate, that's 5%. New house no security system discount rate, that's 2%. And I'm taking another variable called as insurance payable. I may not initialize this variable. Then I have another variable called as discount that I initialize to value as 0. Yeah, discount value is 0. Okay. And then my variable is house new. Second, I have taken variable called as is security system installed. And I'm taking this variable of type character or a string. a character or a string. So I have taken these variables of type character this time, and I'm checking, is the house new? Yes or no? So is the house new? Question आएगा, तो इसका answer yes, no आएगा. So I'm expecting user to enter yes or no, and then I have accepted that value over here. Then see, is the security system installed in the house? Yes or no? So whatever is the yes or no, that I'll accept over here. And then I'm asking, what's the insured amount for the house in rupees? The user says the insured amount is suppose 2 crores. So घर 2 crore का है. And is the insurance premium. The insured amount into premium rate, insurance premium rate is 5%. So that will be 5% of that particular house. Okay, so we have calculated the premium. Then we are going to check, is house equal to Y? And that's what we have entered. Yes, house is new or not. Is house new equal to yes? You could have given over here, instead of character, I could say string. And here you could say yes and no also. So I'm checking, is house new equal to Y? That is yes. Then I'm checking for the next condition, is security system installed? That is yes. If both the conditions satisfied, house is new and the security system has been installed, then we'll calculate the discount, which is the insurance premium, whatever was that 5% that we had calculated, into new house security system discount rate. So new house security system discount rate was 10%. So we calculate the 10% discount and we store into variable discount. If the house is new, but there is no security system installed, then new house, no security system discount rate, and that was no security system discount rate was 2%. Okay, that was 2%. We calculate the discount. So for new house, there are two situations. Either the security system is installed or it is not installed. If it is installed, 10%. If it is not installed, 2%. We are calculating the discount. But if it's not a new house, that means it's an old house. So here it's for the old house. So in old house, we are checking, is the security system installed? Then old house security system discount rate is 5%. So we calculate discount at the rate of 5%. But if it's old house without security system installed, that means this condition also false. So in that case, I move further down and then we write a statement display. Sorry, old house with security system without security system is not covered for insurance. And I say insurance premium is 0. After doing all these things, I come over here and say premium payable is insurance premium minus premium minus discount. Now in this case, here the premium was already calculated. But when the house is old without security system, I say the premium is 0. So in that case, it will be 0 minus 0, that is 0. And I'll say premium payable will be 0 if it's an old house without security system. But if it is a new house with security system installed, we have already calculated discount. So from the premium, that 10% discount would have been subtracted to get the premium payable. And then I'll say the premium payable is rupees premium payable. So for old house, what's going to happen is it's going to say display, sorry, old house with security system is not covered. And here they're going to display that, so the premium payable is 0. It's not covered. So there is premium payable kya hai to 0 hai. There is no premium that is payable. So this is how you could have done that. Second way is what you both have done it. So I could have written this particular statement 2 times. One after this end if. Okay, this calculation and this printing. After this end if and inside this if. And then I need not have to worry of doing anything more. Okay, so I would write these 2 statements. Once over here after this end if, and once over here. If I write it twice, that problem can be taken care of. If not, then make sure that the insurance premium is set to 0 when it's a old house without security system installed. Have you understood this? Is there any question? Please ask. Any question, anybody? Have you all understood this if else, how if the and has been taken care of if and if, that means it's and condition. Okay. Inside one if there is another if and condition. House is new and security system is installed. Then this discount. House is new and security system is not installed, this case. House is old and security system is installed, this case. House is old, so we come here and security system not installed, this case. Okay, sometimes it so happens the number of conditions are far too many. And while we write the code, we can forget to take into consideration some branch. So for that, there are tools which are available. That's the next tool that I'll be taking for you. But before that, I want you to have a comfort over this example that we have taken. Have you all understood this? I'll share this solution also with you all. Anybody has any question? Yes, anybody has a question कि sir ऐसा क्यों किया है or this is not right. You feel there is a better way to do it. Okay, now that you understood, let me share that particular file with you. Have you all received the file? Solution?
Yes, sir.
We're going to take one more example. And okay, other teams, don't you want me to check your solution, or it was you have understood your mistakes? Do you want me to review, or should we go ahead?
Sir, we understood. We didn't make few variables.
Okay. Other team?
Yes, sir. We also have made same mistakes, like true or false.
Okay. Was that the only mistake that you had done?
No, sir. Some variables are not declared.
Variables are not declared. Constants probably were missing. Do you want me to give a 5-minute break and then continue, or should we continue? क्या करें? Break है तो yes कीजिएगा, continue है तो no कीजिएगा.
Break 5.
Majority. 7:2 is a huge majority. नहीं, break है तो yes कीजिएगा, tick. ऐसे ब्रेक चाहिए तो टिक कीजिएगा और कंटिन्यू करना है तो नो कीजिएगा. ब्रेक मत करो. संजय wants break. Nobody.
सर 2 तासाच्या लेक्चर मध्ये ब्रेक देताय तुम्ही.
नाही ना, आता आज लक्षात ठेवायला सांगितलं पाहिजे 9 वाजता मला आठवण करून द्या. Okay. A very short break. Okay, 5 minutes, you can just come back and we'll take one more question. What I'll do is I'll give a question to think over and take a break and we continue after that. Then I'll put you into various groups, but I'll just share a question with you all. So it's better that we solve together so that we get a practice over it. And this time around, I wanted to get it right. It's a smaller, simpler question now. It's simpler than what we had taken up earlier. Shouldn't take too long. Tell me, have you received the question?
लोड होतो.
I have shared those.
Yes, receive.
So we meet after 5 minutes. It's 9:29. We meet at 9:34. Everybody pull up your socks and try and complete it fast. It shouldn't take so long. Share the solutions. Let me see what other things have you done. Time around, I want to see the solution, even if it's incomplete. Raj has shared the solution.
केलं check it.
Check it for the other team. Here. We are string home, that's okay. Home. Okay. Let's check it out. Integer employed years, real employee income, minimum years of employment, okay, employer. Minimum years of employment is equal to integer minimum income, that is 40,000. Right. Employed years. Do you own a home? Yes or no? The home kya hai? Okay, the home word doesn't look nice. Think about something different. Enter your annual income. Units kya? Paise mein dalu, rupees mein dalu, dollar mein dalu. What should I enter? The units of measurement again over here was very, very important. What are the units of measurement? Okay. We have rupees jo bhi chahiye. Employee income. Employed years, getting to minimum years of employment. If that is true. Alright, nothing has been done. Acha, incomplete hai kya?
हाँ सर.
रह गया क्या?
Yes sir.
So changes in the names of variables are important. Home was not working right. Okay, let's look at the other one. Minimum employed years, minimum employed years 2. Annual salary, minimum annual salary, 40,000, that's good. Then for how many years are you working? Employed years, okay. Do you own a house? Yes or no? Very good. Input, owner house, and you have taken it as earlier variable as of type. Now watch it.
Sir, actually, तिथे boolean मध्ये घेतलं sir. So
Have a variable of type string. Why string? Because you're accepting yes, no, y, yes, and no. So it should have been of type string, own a house. So I changed the variable type, own a house to string instead of integer or something like that, instead of boolean also. Asking what's your annual income in rupees, annual salary. Employed years, there will be minimum years of employed. If that is the case, congratulations, you are eligible for credit card. We will display this message, and then we go and stop. Okay. Suppose I do not have 2 years experience. If all said, do you own a house? If that is true, still congrats. If that is false, we check is annual salary greater than minimum annual salary. If that is true, we still say congrats. The only case when all the 3 conditions are set false, we say sorry, you are not eligible for credit card. Out we go and stop. Okay. Let me see if there about
ते एक own a house variable O capital है sir.
right. It was not a constant, correct?
Yes, yes.
So own a house, that's variable. Here you have defined correct. We did it correctly. ऐसा कैसे हुआ? कई जगह यूज किया, कई जगह हो गया. Okay.
सर वहाँ पे ट्रू की जगह क्या आएगा?
Pardon?
सर ट्रू की जगह क्या आएंगे सेकंड कंडीशन? सेकंड कंडीशन, सेकंड
Do
इफ
you own a house? Yes or no?
सेकंड
own a-
इफ कंडीशन.
Yes, अगर लेते हो आप तो वो कोर्स में चाहिए. आपने
Okay,
yes no
हाँ,
accept
हाँ.
किया है ना?
हाँ बराबर सर स्ट्रिंग था.
So since you're accepting yes no, you have to put in quotes.
Yes,
Because in the last example, you shall notice is how new मैंने y को quotes में डाला है.
yes sir.
Normal case is like if it's a single character, single quotes, multiple characters, so double quotes. Own house, yes. If that is true, then we go here. If that is false, we go here. Annual salary, minimum annual salary. Great, congratulations, and we start. I think this is a perfect solution now. Let's run this particular code to see the behavior. How many years are you working? Say he's working for 5 years. Do you own a house? I say yes. What's your annual salary in rupees? It's 50,000. And we went to the writing, congratulating for credit card. Okay, so we did execute this code and we also got the right answer. Okay, so got the right answer. Let's take one scenario where it will fail. In 1 year, we own a house. I say no. What's your annual salary? I say 10,000. Okay. Sorry, you're not used for credit card. Now, all understood this particular solution?
Sir. Hello.
बोलिए ना।
सर अगर वो फर्स्ट कंडीशन चेक करने के बाद सर सेकंड आउटपुट में सर अगर इनपुट लिया तो सर ओन हाउस का
That's this is what we call it as coding for performance. Okay, so that's how you should think. Okay, so when I was asking, the question was the same. Now you're not just getting the right answer, like this is right. What you have now thought is like a scenario where you are writing the code for efficiency. See, if you look at this particular question carefully, what you have now identified is correct. So that's the thought that should have come to your mind even earlier. Okay. If he's employed, was there any point in having this information? Does he have a house or does he, what is the income? अगर वो 2 साल के ऊपर employed है, then these questions are unnecessary. So here, what have you done? You are collecting all the information and making use of only the first information. You're asking all the questions to you. How many years have you been working? What's your salary and everything? Do you have a house? You just have to give him a credit card. And for us to give him the credit card, if he has a house, there is no need for me to check how many years he's employed. Or if he's employed and for more than 2 years, there is no need for me to check whether he has a house or not. So these 2 questions that we have, this is the first question that we have. That question we could ask over here. And this particular answer,
Sir.
Yes, please.
It is not visible, sir.
Why not?
Your PPT is visible.
Sir, PPT is visible.
I thought you said it's not feasible. So I was wondering, kya hai usme feasible nahi? So what we'll be doing now is we are coding for efficiency. How many years have you been working? He enters number of years employed. Right? Then I will not be asking, do you have a house or not? I'll check if the number of years employment is greater than 2 years. I'll say, congratulations, you are eligible for the card. If he's not working for more than 2 years, then only I'll ask for the second question. I'll not ask for the question beforehand. Okay. And do you own a house? Input is house. If he says yes, if he owns a house, then I come here. If he is not owning a house, only then will I ask what is your annual income. Otherwise, there is no point in unless you're asking what's your annual income when I'm not going to make use of that information. So here I put it, and I put this particular statement also here. Statement also here. That's designing the code for efficiency. Now what's going to happen? You will seek for additional information only when the information that you have collected so far was not sufficient for you to reach the final answer. If you have already arrived at the final answer, was there a point in asking if he is already owning a house, and if he owns a house, he is eligible for the credit card? Now, if all other conditions are false or true, does it matter? then why collect the information that you're not going to make use of? So code for efficiency, first code for correctness, and then look at your code. Am I asking something which is unnecessary? Is this information relevant? Is this the right time for me to ask that particular question? Is that information required always? If it is required, then ask. If not required, postpone or don't ask. Okay. Don't ask is a very few chance, but you can definitely postpone. So here we have postponed asking for subsequent questions. Watch it now. We'll still get the right answer just with the first input itself. Watch it. How many years you have been working? I have been working for 5 years. No more questions required. Congratulations for the card. Why do you need to ask any more question? While he is working for 5 years? He was working for 5 years. He is eligible. Congratulations for credit card. There is no other question that is required to be asked. Let's do that. Now he is working only for 1 year. Then I definitely have to ask and check for other question. Do you own a house? He says, yes, I do own a house. Then I don't have to ask him the third question. What's your income? Congratulations, you are eligible for the credit card. Likewise. Now let's look at the third case. Okay. Let's run the code once again. And how many years you have been working? Only once. Do you have a house? He says, no. Then I need to check for the third one. What's your annual income in rupees? He says, my annual income in rupees is suppose 90,000. Congratulations, you are eligible for a credit card. Okay. This is coding for efficiency now. And let's look at the last, then the worst case. He's working only for 1 year. Do you own a house? He says, no. What's your annual income in rupees? He says 20,000. Sorry, you're not eligible for credit card. Look at the design of the program that we have now. Whatever. It's coding for efficiency. So first we have asked the first question. If the first question is true, the result is true, I directly give the credit card. If the first question, that is years of employment is less than 2 years, then I check and ask for additional information. Does he have a home or not? If it has a home, then I don't have to know its income. He's eligible. Why gather information that you're not going to make use of? If it doesn't have a home, then definitely I have to take a third information. Okay, that's coding for efficiency. And that's a correct kind of solution. Okay, so let me save this. Have you all understood why did we postpone asking these questions? When information is not sufficient for you to conclude, then ask for additional information. Don't ask for information that you probably may not be using. So collect only that much information that you require, and based on that proceed further. So this is an improvement that we have brought about in the design now. And keep this thing in mind, henceforth, don't just get the correct solution, also design an efficient solution. Have you all understood this particular design, the changes that has been made? Quick feedback.
Yes, sir.
Have you understood the significance of this?
Sir,
Yes,
I'm
sir.
failing at that point means एक condition true झाली तर बाकीचा का विचारतोय. Am I audible? Hello.
Yes, yes.
सर तेच आम्हाला समजत नव्हतं की एक कंडिशन ट्रू झाली आहे मग बाकीचे क्वेश्चन्स का विचारतोय हे समजत नव्हतं.
Sir, have you understood?
सर अगर इधर और ऑपरेटर यूज कर तो 3 बार वो आउटपुट देने की जरूरत नहीं है, एक ही बार आउटपुट दे देंगे
और
अगर true।
अगर
हेलो
yes, please go ahead. Please go ahead.
सर अगर और ऑपरेटर यूज किया तो 3 बार आउटपुट देने की जरूरत नहीं, जब
Condition
ट्रू
कैसे
रहेगा तो
होगा? How
हाँ?
will the condition be? क्या लिखोगे?
सर यही तीनों कंडीशन और में।
Correct? And that condition is too very complex. This or that.
यस यस
It is too very complex. you use and or. So here we are any things, you have to ask for all the three information first.
Yes.
So che, you have or with three, two or anything is
True or anything is.
तो अगर उनके has a house, तो was there a need for you to collect that additional information? आपके income क्या है, ये क्या है, वो क्या है?
No, sir.
Okay, so you have, it will only make the code more complex. You will be collecting unnecessary information, which probably you will not make use of. Okay. I'm sharing these solutions that we have finalized today with all of you for your reference. And now on the e-learning portal, I will be putting up some assignments. We'll not be having session tomorrow. We'll not be having session tomorrow. Here are the solutions that we had discussed.
The paper wala problem.
Madam? Yes, Sanjay?
Sir, paper wala problem. Paper sets a problem, sir.
Right. I'm saying you have to solve it and show me the solution. Assignments रहेंगे. I'll be putting across additional 5 assignments, but I want you to come with pseudocode and flowcharts both. एक ही नहीं सिर्फ flowchart ही मत करो. Some assignments pseudocode, 2 pseudocode, 3 flowchart या 3 pseudocode, 2 flowchart, but at least 2 pseudocode or flowchart I want. Third क्या करना है करो. So that's the task for you all. Check out for the assignment on the e-learning portal and try and solve those assignments as well. Those who don't have access to e-learning portal, make sure that you take the access from Monica Madam. So before we stop for today, let us understand what you learned today. Viraj, what was your learning today?
Sir, those two operators and an or.
What did you learn about NNI?
Sir, for if it in or if it is or operator, it only first question asked is more likely to be true, and in and it is more likely to be false.
Why should we take that into consideration?
Sir, when there are more conditions, more than 3.
What would happen if you take that thing into consideration? If you ask the question, or ke saath, if you ask a question which is more likely to be true, if you ask that question first, what do you achieve out of that? Yes, anybody?
No need to check further conditions.
Need to check for further condition. The answer is arrived at. So that is all
Yes,
done
sir.
for coding for efficiency. We want to avoid asking for additional questions. We want to avoid checking for additional conditions. So when you design a program, always have that thing in mind. I'll avoid asking unnecessary questions. I'll avoid performing unnecessary decision checks. So I'll avoid unnecessary checks. I'll avoid asking for additional questions. Sanjay?
Efficient solution from पहिलं जे आपण सोल्युशन काढलं होतं सेट क्रेडिट कार्ड साठी त्याच्यानंतर एफिशिएंट सोल्युशन कसं करायचं.
We shouldn't stop only at correctness. Answer आ रहा है इसका मतलब नहीं है नहीं कि वही आंसर लेके जाएंगे. Even if it's correct, see whether you can improve upon the logic. Can we improve, write the code for efficiency? And if you can, make necessary changes in the correct program as well.
Yes, sir.
Sagar?
Yes, sir.
What was your learning?
Sir, and or if two conditions are in and if two conditions are true, then it is true. And for others, if one condition is false, then all 3 are false. And in or, there should be at least one true for the condition for being true. And if both are false, then it is false.
Now this is rules. Okay. How to use that rule is more important. That means if multiple conditions are required to be true for you to proceed, then we use and. If any condition is true, we have to proceed, then we use or. So that's the usage. What you told was the rule. but important is also when to use it. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Scenarios where we have to use it is something that we really need to understand. Rohit,
Sir, today I learned about for the efficiency of your code. After that, or logic false, false is false. So you need to check for the false first and then go for true.
Aditya,
Yes, sir. For today's learning, operators and an or, and avoid unnecessary use of unnecessary checking conditions.
if I use and not together, then
Sir,
if I use a statement where and or both of them have been used together, then yes, anybody? How will it get executed?
Then
Sir,
we
and
have
should be
to
preferred first.
use brackets and will be evaluated first. If we don't want to run it as, if you don't want to run, if you want to correct the logic, then you have to use brackets.
Brackets. Otherwise, the meaning of the statement would change entirely. Ankita, Ankita,
Yes, sir.
you're learning.
Sir, first, I learned that don't we shouldn't go for unnecessary conditions and the operators and an or, and false is always false, and use brackets.
False and false is false.
Yes,
Okay.
and use brackets in or.
And true is,
True and true is true.
and false or false is,
False. False or false is also false.
and true or false is.
True or false is true.
Okay.
Sir, one more thing we have learned, that if we want answer in yes or no, then we have to declare a variable in as a type of string.
Important that was, depending on how are you going to ask a question, take the type of the variable. So think about it. How am I posing the question to user? It shouldn't happen that you had some input in your mind and user is going to give input in some other fashion. That shouldn't happen. So ask the question in the fashion that you expect the user to give an answer in. So always have that thing in mind. How is the user going to give the answer? Based on that, decide the way you're going to ask the question. So data type will, the question, the way you're going to ask, expected input kya hai, accordingly decide the data type of the variable which is going to receive the value. Okay.
Hello. Hello, sir. It is our program must be efficient as well as correct, sir.
Right.
That is-
Correctness is something that cannot be compromised.
yes,
You
yes,
not call it as a program. I have an incorrectly running program. And it's not a program.
yes, yes, sir. So
The
it is
program
equally
only one which is correct. Huh? So correctness is not a choice. Efficiency is a choice. Huh?
yes, sir. So it is equally important that our program must be efficient.
Correct. So
Yes,
design for efficient. Think whether I can improve on the logic. Improve. Don't say think can I get the correct logic. Or a galat logic ka program, a correct logic ka program.
yes,
Think
sir,
about
yes,
efficiency. Huh?
yes.
Saira? Saira?
Yes, sir. Places where we need to avoid or condition as well to reduce the complexity.
So and or दोनों avoid करेंगे, not just or.
Wait,
We'll try and avoid both because that will always add to complexity, and especially when and or both come together, it's more difficult. So we'll try and avoid wherever possible by using nested if. Nested if
Yeah.
से avoid करेंगे. Bhagyashree?
For me, it's code efficiency. Code efficiency is more important than correctness of code.
How can it be if I have an efficient code which is incorrect? How can it be like code efficiency is more important than correctness? Can you write an efficient incorrect code?
No, sir.
It will be okay. So efficiency is important. Correctness is non-compromisable. Okay. If you use string type of data for comparison, you have to use quotes, either single quotes or double quotes. Okay, that's again something that was different that we had seen today. For the first time, we compared characters. Earlier, we were only comparing true, false, numbers. For the first time, we have compared characters and strings. So they will come in quotes. Monica,
Sir, I already told you.
okay. Okay. So with that note, we'll stop over here today. And 10:30. Okay. We will not extend anymore. Session today. See you on Monday. Check out for the assignments on e-learning portal. Solve them seriously. You have 2 days time to solve those assignments, and that will be enough practice for you to master this particular concept. So I want everybody to solve and submit the solutions on the e-learning portal itself. Thank you all for attending the session.
Sir.
Take care. Love you all. Bye-bye. Yes, please.
Sir, actually, I want your help, sir. Sir, I have sent you a problem, sir.
Yeah, problem.
Hello.
Solution, yeah, problem.
Solution. Actually, sir, I have written solution, but I want to know that it is 100% correct.
And now,
No, sir, it will be okay tomorrow.
now where is the solution? I can check it now. Where is
Sir,
it?
on WhatsApp, sir. I sent you on WhatsApp.
Is it the today's discussion?
No, sir, no, sir. Actually, I have TCS NQT tomorrow, so that's why I was preparing for it.
Maybe we can discuss it if it is worth discussing right now. I'll just turn off the recording and we can discuss it.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so those who want to stay back can stay back. Session is over. We are discussing some problem that he has. If anybody wants to stay back, they can stay back. Otherwise, we are done for the day. Thank you all for attending the session today. Take care. Love you all. Bye-bye.